What's up? Welcome back to Vibes, presented by Vigilant Videography. I'm your host, Ethan Weiner, and we got another guest with us today.
All right, Ethan, thank you. Hey everybody, I'm Carlos Steele. I'm a local songwriter and musician here in Albuquerque. And thank you, Ethan, for having me on.
Yeah, bro, thanks for coming. So,
appreciate it.
So a little question. So where did you grow up, and tell me a little bit about your upbringing?
Yeah, so I was born and raised here in Albuquerque.
Okay.
Albuquerque kid, and yeah, it's definitely been an experience, man, growing up here for sure. But it's such a cool, unique, artsy place, and I love that about it for sure. And it's kind of a good place for me to grow up to, I suppose, and just growing up, finding more out about myself and who I want to be just as a kid. And that said, as I got more into music, it's been a really great kind of place for that to sort of commence as I'm pursuing it more, and so.
Feels like a good place that a lot of music careers are starting off a little bit, and different scenes and all that, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. There's a beautiful music scene here, most definitely. I've found out, namely even just over the last year, I've met so many cool different artists and stuff. So.
Yeah, and I'm working with Monster Music House and all that. Yeah,
yes.
they're really cool. All their events they're doing. Yeah,
totally, man. Yeah, major shout out to Monsoon Music, Monsoon Music House, and Edgar Wonder.
Yeah, Edgar's killing it.
Yeah, Edgar's a beast, and he's been a godsend for me this year for sure. Just in terms of he's just so about promoting music and aiding artists and all their individual journeys, and it's wonderful. So
yeah, it's cool to see. No, definitely. Yeah. So talk a little bit about when did you first start to get into music, and what kind of pushed you into music, kind of?
Yeah. So kind of definitely fell in love with it as a young kid, man. I remember it was the summer I was learning how to swim. I was 5 or 6 years old, and over the course of that summer, I was driving around with my dad a lot, and he played for first time. He played Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band by the Beatles for me.
Oh,
he played the first Doors album,
which
I immediately just fell for, and and that was a great feeling, a really cool point of realization, this, what I'm hearing, and just all these different moving parts. I want to find so much more
just
out
falling
about
in love with that sound.
And kind of try and do that myself, more or less.
So it's cool to have that kind of a little bit of an idol to look up to.
Yes.
Would you say those bands are kind of served as that?
For sure. Yeah. For sure, man. Yeah. And definitely. It was mainly music from my mom and dad and their generation, what they heard growing up as kids. That them playing it for me, I just definitely clicked, or most of it just really resonated with me. And so the Beatles have always been number one for me, and mainly rock-based artists the Doors, Led Zeppelin, stuff like that, man. So
so when did you kind of transition into, so you're a music lover from a little kid, so when did you kind of transition into making music and really taking it a little more seriously and making it into a career?
Yeah, for sure. No, great question. So I was probably, like I said, started hearing all these great different artists and sounds of music when I was really young. And I remember, just to jump back quickly to the Beatles, I'm sorry about that. How I remember I heard a song off of Abbey Road called Golden Slumbers, which was a Paul McCartney tune. Kind of an all the way Paul kind of song. And that's, hearing him sing on that is really what made me want to sing.
Okay.
And that, coupled with I was a huge Jimmy Page fan. I was I wanted to just learn guitar and be able to and see videos of bands like Zeppelin and stuff. It's I want to do that. I want to be able to do that. So with the coupling of those two things, I really started kind of just trying to pursue it. Starting to learn how to play guitar. My dad knew all your basic chords and a few little scale things, and he tried to teach me. To be honest, one of the hardest things is learning how to play guitar.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I swear, man. Yeah, it was a really tough process, honestly.
So your dad like played a little bit, and he like kind of taught you.
Yeah, over the years he would play and learn some songs. Huge music lover himself, obviously, and so yeah, he kind of started teaching me basics, and then my buddy AJ is gonna kill me if he sees this, but there's this guy named Marty Schwartz on YouTube. I don't know if
I haven't heard of him. No,
yeah.
I haven't heard of him.
He's just a guitar teacher virtuoso. He, like any song you name it, he's done like a tutorial for how to learn the lick from. And so I started watching a lot of him, and learned a lot of stuff, to be honest. And that actually segued into me taking a couple actual years of lessons from a great, wonderful musician here. Shout out to RJ Perez. He taught me the groundwork of pretty much everything that's, everything I've learned on guitar and musically since then, he's been a part of, for sure. So.
That's cool. That's helpful to have like that mentor, and like a couple mentors at that, like having your dad, and then like pushing yourself like on your own, which is really impressive. And that's not like, it's easy to say, oh, I'm gonna play guitar. Like as a kid, like, I'm gonna play guitar, be cool, be that guy. But it's another thing to really like sit down and watch those videos, and then like take it to that level and have a mentor to really teach you through that. Yeah, man. And it was definitely cool too to have like the kind of just motivation born there to want to just learn how to do this. And then it was always cool too. It always seemed like my mom, who is my like biggest supporter ever, God bless her. She she was at the show the one time, and she was all like,
the monsoon contest.
She's just the biggest supporter ever. She handed me your flyer and everything. She's like, check him out, like he has a new song. I was like, bet, like I'm gonna check him out. That was awesome.
Well, I know we too had just finished the short film thing for the class, and I showed it to her, and she was like totally crazy about that still. But yeah, man, she was always kind of like filling in the gaps too. Like every gap that kind of needed to be filled, like, that I was just looking at, okay, like I want to be able to do the Jimmy Page thing and, just play guitar really well. Yeah. She'd like introduce me to the Foo Fighters and like the different more like, kind of rock heavy bands and like,
section,
and I think that definitely introduced me more to like, learning about how, because it's just interesting with music that, you definitely need to kind of develop the skill musically that, you want to put forward in your own work. Right. But then you also kind of got to think about like stage presence and, how do I perform this thing in front of people? And I was like, a frightened turtle. And still am.
It's
really
scary. It's a process.
With performing, man. Yeah, it's like, it's such a vulnerable position to be in. But the best way to kind of, get a knack for it and learn more about it is listen and watch, great performers. So both mom and dad were huge helps with all of it.
That's awesome.
Sure.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, no, it's hard to, and it is really hard to like bring your own voice into that and be like, out there doing it, performing and all this, because it is scary. It is scary. Like I remember I was like a little kid and I was listening to like Foo Fighters or like The Pretender, and you know the song, and then I was like, that was one of the songs that I know, and I was listening to, I was like, doom, 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 and I was like, I want to do that, like, it was like, and the music video was fire.
The music video.
That's actually one of the things that got me into music videos, but that whole little like era of that music was really influential. It's like
totally, man. I love that you bring that up. I think just our generation, it kind of just like a song, a music video like that, and Foo Fighters. There's plenty of other groups to name, but like it was still to where you would like see it on TV. We were watching like stuff come up like and just like being that was definitely a like hypnotic one. Just being like, whoa. It's
crazy. It's just like gives you that whole like it builds a whole nother world. Like even and then that's when I was watching those like the music videos like on repeat as a kid, and I was like, oh, these are fire. Even like like Monkey Wrench 2, and I was like watching that, and I was like, they're just like it was really cool to see that, and it's really cool to bring that to life and to have that keep going. That's awesome. Man. That's awesome that you're like continuing with that. So talk to me a little bit about like what kind of what projects did you work on like recently or like since then, or what kind of you like been building up to, and what is this career looked like for you recently?
Yeah, man, wonderful thing to ask. Yeah, so it's kind of been an interesting process for sure. Kind of fell out of music, namely during the pandemic. You know, I was going through a lot of different things, and really the songwriter contest we bumped into at the back in January.
That was awesome,
December now.
Yeah.
That was kind of my first sort of step, you know, back into trying to just, you know, pursue something creatively and, you know, start. I was also working on my first kind of studio piece of music that actually just turned one yesterday. It was a little kind of acoustic-based record I put out.
Nice.
Yeah, on December 12th of last year.
Oh,
it's
nice.
Well,
happy birthday to that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's called Pictures, available on all the streaming stuff.
Yeah.
But so I was, did that contest, was putting that out, and then it was cool too. At that contest, you have met a wonderful musician and man I'm now in a band with. That's Matt Culpepper. We're in a group called Bellowing Bear.
Oh, okay.
Which is a fun, really kind of like, you know, we actually just snagged our now current bassist and drummer, so we're doing really kind of a rock band, heavily Foo Fighters kind of an influence thing, yeah. With all types of different like musical influence. So we got the band there, Bellowing Bear, and I'm honestly too, man, just trying to, you know, pursue whatever kind of solo endeavors I can under Carlos Steele.
Just seeing where it goes, you know, just like get yourself out there, you know, for sure.
Yeah, man, definitely like, you know, have a good amount of, well, you know, a little bit of studio music out there, and I love being in a studio and recording, so definitely I think have another kind of album or two in my arsenal that hopefully I can get laid down, and then just performing, man, you know, performing wherever and whenever. If I'm not doing something else, which usually, you know, everybody knows me. I got the guitar with me.
Always got the guitar. Yeah, always got the guitar. It's playing for sure. And that's a good thing too, because like taking any opportunity you can, and also that's like anyone who knows you will know. Oh, that's Carlos. Like he plays the guitar. He's awesome. And it's
well, it's funny
and also
too, man.
Staying with the consistency of that. It's like, you know. It's
absolutely. And since I was in, you know, I've only ever had one Instagram account, you know, and since I was, it went through a few different names there for a while. I got it back when I was in like 6th grade.
Dude, everyone did. Everyone had those like weird names on there.
XX
like
underscore, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. All those like little dot periods, all that. Yeah.
But at one point, I changed it to Guitarlos. So my name's Carlos, Carlos, Guitarlos.
I think that's, I don't know, that's really clever.
And it's just stuck, and people seem to like it, and we'll, you know, even, you know, a name I'm actually kind of getting adjusted to being called. It's Guitarlos now.
You have to kind of like, you have to kind of like be like made into that almost, like go, like be comfortable. It's like when you like try like a new fit for the first time, you're like, is this me? And you're like kind of feeling off. You like walk around a little bit like, this is me. So it's like feeling out that name and just like having that. It is a big part of like any creative or any artist or with anything. Just like getting that identity and feeling like, this is me, like this is who I am. It's like it's cool. It's a fun process to feel that out.
Most definitely, man. And it's funny too because of how, you know, like music has really, you know, always been my kind of first love, kind of like that first, like, oh my gosh, this is, you know, what I want to do, what I want to, you know, I only see myself pursuing. And it's even funny how, like, you know, kind of fell out of it for a while. Was at UNM and pursuing the film thing, and seemed like most of like the colleagues of mine who, you know, I'd studied with or worked with, or whatever, like, oh, like you're a musician, you're trying to, you know, I thought you wanted to be a filmmaker. And now I even get people who are like, oh, you're into like film, you want to do film stuff? I thought you were just like Guitarlos.
Yeah.
So it's good to just, you know, trying to couple the arts together, man.
Yeah, no, it's cool to bring everything together for sure.
Yeah,
for sure, that's awesome.
Pursue a creative path.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what are do you have any like messages like to your fans and to everyone who follows you and everything like that? Do you have any main messages you try to put out, or are you still figuring that out? Because a lot of people have like, you know, mixed things they put out there.
Yeah, man, no, for sure. Another great question, by the way. I'm really just trying to, if I had anything to say or, you know, to advise, even though I'm still just a young, dumb kid myself, like with, you know, pursuing a career or whatever, is just like, you know, at a certain point, you know, like you're going to get people who say, don't do this, do that. And if you really want to do this, you know, fucking do it.
Yeah,
pardon my French.
Yeah.
And just stick to it, man, and love it. That's what I try and do, you know, with everything.
Yeah.
You know? And, but yeah, and so, you know, I also try and kind of, I definitely have my specific sort of musical tastes and preferences and whatnot,
Right.
but like to think that, you know, I want to collaborate with anyone and everyone. Like what, you know, the kind of thing you're doing, man, is beautiful, and
I appreciate that.
just keep the creativity flowing.
Yeah,
man,
facts.
what it's all about, for sure.
Yeah, everyone connecting, just growing together, you know.
Yeah.
That's the mission. That's the goal for sure.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's all I have for you today, bro. That's a good note to end on. I appreciate you, bro, so much. Thanks for pulling out. Yeah,
Thank
for sure.
you, Ethan. I appreciate it, man.
Well, thanks guys for watching another episode. Again, we have a new artist, new creative coming in every week. So if you guys want to check it out, check us out and hit us up if you guys want to be on the show, and we're happy to have you. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Alrighty, there's a song called Filling Space. Sounds like this. Got my pennies in a safe. Let's run away. Found you on a tilted place. I can't get away. Got a broken soul, what? Just getting a little too old to play. Hopping in babble, filling my space. So what I do, yeah, singing to the songs that I never you. Singing to the songs that I never you. Hey. Walked you down onto the track, sit on my pain. Skipped a stone, watched you laugh. Just me on the tracks. When the world is turning slow, plot is collapsing. She's a marvelous actress. Brain is a fragment of filling my space. So what I do, yeah, singing to the songs that I never you. Singing to the songs that I never you. Singing to the songs that I never you. Call it again, my baby. Times are tumbling down. Call it again, I'm freaking out, yeah. Call it a landslide, baby. Times are tumbling down, yeah. Call it again, I'm freaking out. I don't know, yeah. Easy talking about the past. I need a man. Told you I would fix your path. You stole my mask. With a broken heart, said so much from my songs that I never knew, singing to the 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 songs that I never knew. Right. Thank you.